Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to Darrell, everybody.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're here.
Man. We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to start this one off with the preview of the Pacers and the Grizzlies. 7 o'clock game. And it's going to be at the FedEx Forum in Memphis.
You want to try that again?
It's not a home game.
Memphis at Indiana.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It's a banker's life.
Oh. Yeah, sure is. Sorry. It
Tomorrow's
sure is.
game is going to be away.
Okay. That starts that 5-game road trip, right? Okay. That makes sense. Yes. February 24th at 7 o'clock at Baker's Life Fieldhouse. Yes, that is my mistake. Okay. Grizzlies coming off a loss. Pacers coming off a loss. Pacers are trying to bounce back from a 6-game skid. Gave players time to heal during an all-star break for all around players, except the ones in the all-star games. The last meeting between these two teams was December 19th, 2015. And at that time, the Pacers on a winning streak too. And Memphis put it into that, and it defeated them 96-84 in Memphis. The Grizzlies had held on the lead for nearly the entire night and held the Pacers to only 39% shooting. Yeah.
That pretty much that's what this game's going to look like for the night.
Yeah. And then it really makes the addition even more worse because you don't have Thaddeus Young. You don't have LaVoy out. Them are your forwards that can battle the rebounds against a team like Memphis with Marcus O, Zebo, Zach Randolph, and Chandler Parsons. So this is going to be pretty big for the Pacers, and they're going to need Thaddeus Young, and they're going to need LaVoy Allen if they're going to, battle into these rebounding situations against Memphis. But anyway, Paul George led all scorers with 29 points, 8 for 22 shooting, but he also had 7 of the Pacers' 17 turnovers that game. Monte Ellis had 13 points, and Stuckey added 11. Jordan Hill had recorded his second sixth double-double of the season. He had 10 points, 13 rebounds, and he had 5 offensive boards. I ain't going to say it. I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conley for the Grizzlies, he led the team with 20 points, 8 assists. And Marc Gasol, solid all-around contributor. He had 19 points, 12 boards, and 6 assists. And a couple things to note here. Pacers head coach Nate McMillan, he had coached the Grizzlies for Zach Randolph for 2 seasons in Portland. Al Jefferson and Grizzlies guard Tony Allen were 4 first-round picks of the Boston Celtics in 2004. The Pacers lead the all-time series 24-16 and are 14-5 when playing in Indiana. Want to change that?
I sure do. I'll change that in a hot second.
Me too.
I'll change that real quick.
Me too. They're too dangerous right now. They're too dangerous for a underrated team in the West. They're too dangerous.
Yeah, they're very underrated too.
Yeah, they're very underrated. With one made three-pointer, C.J. Miles will tie Mike Dunleavy for 8th on the franchise leaderboard for made three-point shots with 408. And lastly, but not least, the Grizzlies have won 5 straight games against the Pacers. Want to change that again?
Yep, I sure do.
Well, that just says you right there. That is our preview for predictions.
Yeah.
Sure yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It does.
Injury reports to report for Friday's game. We got, for the Pacers, Thaddeus Young is questionable with a sprained left wrist, and LaVoy Allen is questionable with a sore right knee. And the Grizzlies do not have any injuries to report. Which is another preview, which is why they will win this game. But the funny part is about this is that for the projected starters for the Pacers, they had Jeff Teague, Paul George as 1 and 2 guards, C.J. Miles as the 3 forward, Thaddeus Young, and Miles Turner in the front court, power forward and center. And for the Grizzlies, the projected starters are Mike Conley and Tony Allen as the 1 and 2, Chandler Parsons as the 3 small forward, JaMychal Green and Marc Gasol in the front court as the 4 and 5 centers to power forward.
Where's Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph?
Good question. I have no clue. I'm trying to figure out why. Well, is Zach Randolph a strictly center, strictly forward, or is he both a center and a forward?
I think you both.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure that out myself. I'm trying to figure out.
He's probably more of a power forward because of Marc Gasol.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out why JaMychal Green is a projected starter and not Zebo. I don't know if he got debunked for a reason. I don't know. And they have absolutely no injuries to report. And I just mentioned that too. They have absolutely no injuries to report. So I'm thinking they either debunked him or they keep it secrets. I don't know. I'm not in Memphis, so I really couldn't tell you what was going on with that.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't tell you what was going on with that deal.
I have no idea. It's just curious.
Yeah. So once again, Pacers Grizzlies, February 24th, 7 o'clock game at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All right, Darren. The rest of the analysis is yours.
Yep. Of course, we already pretty much just said our predictions. Memphis, Indiana. Darrell, who do you have?
Of course, Memphis.
So do I. I got Memphis in this game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's see here. Other than that, on the behalf of the latest news, no actual headlines for me. Just wanted to just go over the latest trades in the NBA so far. Going back to November, because we never really got to sit down. And for those of y'all that's not really officially caught up with the trades from the beginning of the NBA season up to currently now, we'll have all that for you here now. Going back to November, the very beginning of the season, the Philadelphia 76ers traded golly, these foreign names are going to kill me. Ilyasova, and a conditional first-round pick. And in trade of that, Oklahoma received a guard and a forward, Jeremiah Grant.
That's not going to be the first time we hear that name.
No kidding.
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
No kidding. You ain't lying on that.
That's not going to be the first time we hear that name.
And here's the analysis for this trade. Philadelphia's added a veteran front court player with a pair of rookies, Joe Embiid and Darko Saric. Ilyasova should be able to space the floor with the young Sixers. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City asked Jeremiah Grant, a young, versatile swingman, to help strengthen their bench. This is all courtesy of NBA.com. Then we go into the month of January. Nothing happened in the month of December. So then we go into the month of January. This was not. Sorry. In January, the Atlanta Hawks, Denver Nuggets. The Atlanta Hawks, they traded Mo Williams to Denver. So Denver got Mo Williams in cash considerations, and the Atlanta Hawks received a trade player exception. I have no idea what that means. None.
Ain't that good yet. Just throw it out there.
Okay. And then here's one of the bigger stories that really broke out in January. On January 7th, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks, that's probably what it was, player trade exceptions. Here it is. Mike Dunleavy and Mo Williams. That was the other person. They didn't have it at that time. No, the cash considerations was later. Oh, that was a three-way trade. Wow. It was a three-way trade. Denver Nuggets. I lied again. It is not a three-way trade. Forgive me. Atlanta Hawks and Cleveland Cavaliers. Mike Dunleavy, Mo Williams, and Cleveland got Kyle Korver. The analysis on this on this trade. Cleveland bolsters his bench with veteran sharpshooter Kyle Korver, who battled against LeBron James in the cast for many seasons in Atlanta. Cleveland off-season acquisition, Mike Dunleavy heads to Atlanta where he will help fill the void left by Kyle Korver. Do you agree with that?
It's been proven so far, hasn't it?
I have no idea. I hadn't even really paid attention to Atlanta. I mean,
Atlanta. I think it was good for that perspective, but at the same time, that doesn't stop the bleeding and the struggling that they pretty much has been dealing with when it comes down to those losses.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. And then on to February. In February, let's start with February 2nd. February 2nd, Milwaukee Bucks, Charlotte Hornets. I didn't know nothing about this. Milwaukee Bucks traded Spencer Hawes, Roy Hibbert. No, I'm sorry. Charlotte traded Roy Hibbert and Spencer Hawes and got Miles Plumlee in place of that trade. And now Miles Plumlee is with the Charlotte Hornets.
And who is Roy Hibbert and who they with now?
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Never knew anything about it. Milwaukee increases his depth to the front court with a form of Hawes capable outside shooting touch with Hibbert's flashes and solid post defense. For the Hornets, Plumlee, who started Duke, should get solid minutes to pair well with a second-year center, Frank Kaminsky. Excuse me,
Frank Kaminsky.
Thank you. I'm about this. Not 100% well. Do you agree with that?
Well, good. I'm glad you asked because I was going to throw my opinion out there anyway. With that, it was a good clause, but that is the reason why, in my personal opinion, Charlotte signed Roy Hibbert to a 1-year, $5 million contract, because you never guaranteed anything to what that man could do. No guaranteed money, none of that sort. Now, Roy Hibbert could be a good rim protector for Milwaukee, but the question is going to be, how well can the Bucks fare with Roy Hibbert? Because he has been traded so many times after he got traded from the Pacers. It is ridiculous. So this could be something that could fail, and at the same time they could succeed. And at the same time, the Bucks may not want Roy Hibbert after this ordeal. They're gonna probably ship him out somewhere else.
May not. I think they might have a reason to keep him. They really don't have no center, and now that they got Roy Hibbert,
the Lakers didn't have no center either.
Well, I mean, Charlotte. Well, Miles Plumlee, he's decent, but he wasn't that defensive presence I think they're gonna need from Roy Hibbert, and Spencer Hawes can spread that floor. So
Well,
they
yeah,
might be
that's
able to
why it
get
was
something
just
out
a
of.
fair right. That's why it was just a fair exchange. So
I think they might get something out of Roy Hibbert with Milwaukee.
we'll see.
I mean, this is me. February 13th, Cavs, Hornets again. Well, not again, but Charlotte again. Cleveland, out of a trade, received a future second-round pick, and then Charlotte received Chris Anderson, Birdman, and cash considerations.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't. Less than 2 weeks after acquiring center Miles Plumlee from the Milwaukee Bucks in a separate trade, the Hornets pick up another center. Anderson is out for the season with a torn ACL, and given his age at the age of 38 and the fact that he will be a free agent this summer, he could be brought out soon by Charlotte.
Yep, and he could retire.
Now that I do agree with.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump over to, again, very same day. No, yeah, the very same day, February 13th, Portland Trail Blazers and Denver Nuggets. The Portland Trail Blazers in a trade received Nurkic Nurkic and a 2017 first-round pick. And then Denver received Mason Plumlee, a 2018 second-round pick, and cash considerations. It's very interesting. Wow. Portland increases its stockpile of picks in 2017 draft to 3 and also add a capable big man in the rookie deal in Nurkic. For Denver, it gets versatile. Young big man with fantastic court vision, which Mason Plumlee, to pair with this other versatile young big man with fantastic court vision, Nikola Nurkic. Oh, gosh. However, Mason Plumlee will be a restricted free agent this summer.
That's very interesting.
Valentine's Day, Toronto, Orlando. Now, this was big. Toronto, in a trade with Orlando, Toronto got Serge Ibaka, and then Orlando got Terrence Ross and a 2017 first-round pick. Do you like this trade at all?
I thought it was a good trade at first, but Orlando has proven a little bit of something so far with that trade. Just a little bit, not too much. But I thought it was a pretty good trade.
Well, Frank Vogel is starting to take full control of his team already right off the bat, making trades that has not happened much with the Indiana era because of Larry Bird. There was a few trades that happened in the Frank Vogel era, but not as much as now with Orlando. Frank Vogel.
Well, his voice is being heard. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, his voice is being heard. That's exactly what it is. So we'll see what happens with the continuation of Frank Vogel. See how he does with this young Orlando Magic team. And then this was another big story. February 20th, Sacramento Kings, New Orleans Pelicans. In the trade of that, Buddy Hind, Tariq Evans, Langston Galloway, a 2017 first-round pick, and a 2017 second-round pick all went to Sacramento in place of New Orleans getting DeMarcus Cousins and Omar Capri. What do you think about this trade?
Not right now. Not right now. But next season, it's over.
If he stays with him.
If he stays with him, it's over. But right now, they are just going to be the leftover of the damage that they're going to be given in the second half of this season.
I think destruction starts now. Matter of fact, yeah, I think destruction. Do they play Thursday? No, they don't play Thursday. They play Friday, I think. I think it's Friday. Yep. Nope. It's Sacramento. Sorry. Yep. They play Friday. They play against the Dallas Mavericks. That's the beginning of the destruction right there for me. I think these two. I think that's going to turn a whole.
See, and they both can shoot. They both can spread the floor.
Mm-hmm.
They're both pretty decent 3-point shooters. They're both good rim protectors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of help that
Anthony Davis
needed.
Let me tell you something.
That's DeMarcus Cousins.
Let me tell you something about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, I think, is one of the most humbled men that I have met. He is not a LeBron James that had to go whining and complaining about help. He's not a Paul George that had to go whining and complaining about help. You know what Anthony Davis did? He went out there and put his all on the floor.
I know, Mr. 100 points per game.
Man,
you just got to do what you got to do,
yeah,
man.
you got to do what you got to do. And that's what he did. And that's where DeMarcus Cousins come into the picture. And I think that was probably about the most brilliant trade that I have seen, getting Anthony Davis some help.
Yeah, I tell you, New Orleans sacrificed a lot.
Mm-hmm. They sacrificed a lot
to get that trade.
Mm-hmm. They sacrificed a
lot. And Sacramento gave up a lot for that trade because they could have used those draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
They could have used them.
Oh, yeah.
But Vlade Divac believes that he can make something happen if they got rid of DeMarcus Cousins. And plus, DeMarcus Cousins is the guy that was in and out of trouble, caused a little bit of trouble so much, but he had behaved himself recently. So that, getting rid of him was just probably something they could have actually put a better for the Kings. But let's see what happens.
And then the last two trades, all both from February 22nd. Washington Wizards, Brooklyn Nets. Washington received Bogdanovic and Chris McCulloch. Brooklyn received Andrew Nicholson and Marcus Thornton. Man, I've not heard Marcus Thornton in years.
I haven't either. Good Lord.
And then also February 22nd, Atlanta and Philadelphia. Atlanta received Ersan Ilyasova, and Philadelphia got Thiago Splitter. Do you think that's going to boost Philadelphia's offensive scoring with Thiago Splitter being able to space the floor?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it could. He could, he not only is he an inside scorer, he's an outside scorer too. So when that ability comes, and if they adjust to where he can actually spread the floor, put in the game plan because it'll be over. Yeah.
That's all the trades up to date via February 22nd.
Okay. Before you get to that portion too, even though that I said I had a couple of news headlines for the NBA real quick. There was a report that came out, which I think is a rumor. They call it a report, but I think it's a rumor.
It's a rumor because I think I know where you're going with this. I think it's a rumor.
One of the reports says that Pacers engaged in a trade for market for Paul George. That's one, which he is not concerned about that. I don't think he's going anywhere, so I think that could diminish quickly. But we'll see. And then also Carmelo says that the Knicks haven't discussed trade. So odds are it could be a shocking thing, but it may not be. But right now, it looks like he is staying put in New York. Look like he ain't going nowhere. And
I think the quiet jury. I think he's probably going to end up leaving. I think he's going to end up leaving.
You think so? I don't know, because I think Carmelo wants to stay. He has been preaching he wants to stay.
And Phil Jackson ain't buying it. I'm sorry, Phil Jackson's not buying it. I think Phil Jackson's ready to get rid of him, get a younger team in there to, try to fast-pace this offense.
And plus, not to mention, it'll be kind of hard to actually work around Carmelo.
Yeah, because he's not a triangular offense person. You could teach young people how to do that. You can't teach.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Who's the coach for the Knicks?
Is Jeff Hornacek?
Nah, yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be Hornacek. How he may not want to do the triangular offense or the triangular defense? I mean, just because it works for you, that don't mean it may not work for him, or it may not work for the team. I mean, if you put your trust out there, why not just trust Jeff Hornacek? I mean,
Well,
that's just me.
Phil Jackson probably put it as a part of a contract that, to work with the triangular offense. He agreed to it.
Do you see Michael Jordan actually trying to put in a triangular offense to the Charlotte Hornets? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
No, absolutely not. He's just an owner. He's not going to – he's just making the front office work.
He's doing his job.
I know.
Just like Phil Jackson needs to be doing.
I know.
That's
We talked about this with Larry Bird and Phil Jackson, and we talked about all of that. But I just think that was part of his contract. I do.
Okay. That's fair enough. I'm good with that. Just an update. Chris Paul is cleared to return from his thumb injury. So how do you think that's going to fare with Chris Paul coming back from injury, and especially this is the second half of the season, which they do struggle every year in most cases, and they still make the playoffs? I think it's going to fare with him coming back with the thumb injury.
Well, considering that, they had a struggle like in the first half. They started strong to the first couple months, but then the last few months they just kind of just fell off the map.
Right.
I think this gave them a chance to actually, start, get them together, get resynced, as a team, and I think they would, do a lot better in the second half of the season compared to the previous years.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. Moving on to another headline from the NFL. Jay Cutler is possibly thinking about retirement. Comments, thoughts?
Don't blame him. Don't nobody want him no more.
Yeah, because they are thinking about trading him too. So I think retirement's the next best thing for him.
If they trade him and he don't do good with this team that he's been traded to, go on and retire. And if nobody don't pick you up by the beginning of the season, go on and retire. Don't nobody want you. You proved your case.
Yeah,
fairly, but
fair enough.
Go on and move on.
I agree. All right. Mike Zimmer believes that the Vikings rushing offense, needs to run the football better. Agree?
Agree.
You had Adrian Peterson coming back, and he didn't do fair too well either, especially the game against the Colts. So
I believe that was just because him coming back in the middle of the season like that kind of just, threw off his rhythm and trying to prepare for each game. You're not exactly in sync, but now that he's back and now he'll have a full season ahead of him, he could get back on track to prepare for the season like how he normally have in the previous years to be successful. So I think he'll do a lot better this year now that he has a full season ahead of him.
Firmed, agreed. I agree with that. That is well put. I agree. Okay, moving on. Two more things. Marcus Mariota is on pace in the broken leg rehab that he suffered towards the end of the season. And Le'Veon Bell has avoided a groin surgery. So that's just a couple of notes to throw out there. And lastly, but not least, I meant to say, the 13th annual of the Run Rich Run to benefit the St. Jude's.
I forgot about that.
Combine's coming, and he will do it again for the 13th year. So it's going to be very interesting.
Good for him.
Yeah, very good for him. I enjoyed what he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And, I hope he do a lot more better. I know he's probably been, doing a little bit of workouts and doing a little bit more to improve on that because this is for a best special cause. I would have dang near killed myself doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Just to benefit for this. Yeah, it's a big deal. So good for him. Good for Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
And the one thing to note, which was kind of funny, of course, me and you do there, we see it on the elevator. David Ross, pretty much a globetrotter.
Yes.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah. 38 years old doing a globetrotter.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another report that just came out. I'm sorry. I thought I was done. Here's another report that came out. David Ortiz, he could join the NESN broadcast for baseball.
Fair. Yeah. He's coming straight out. He coming straight out of baseball and continuing to work.
Absolutely. Okay. So them are the headlines for MLB, NFL, and the NBA. There you got any final thoughts,
No,
concerns, anything you want to
no,
add?
not at all.
All right. Neither do I. Let's get on out of here. All right. This is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, you give the video a thumbs up. Of course, we'll comment below if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts of today's show. Comment below in the comment section. Of course, we are also back on iTunes. Just to throw it out there, we're on iTunes, audio only for anybody that likes to listen to the audio version. Don't Take Sports Talk is there. Enjoy it while you have it. Until then, I'm Darrell. Darrell on the opposite side.
Yep.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double J Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao.
This is Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. I'm Darrell Watts. If you enjoyed the podcast and would like to see more, check out our videos on YouTube. And while you're there, subscribe, like, and share our videos. We don't mind. We're also on the social media side where you can catch up on the latest news and developer stories and different stat information. Follow us on Twitter at DTST2414. Or you can follow me, Darrell, at Love University, and follow Darren also at Darren Watch 14. We're on Facebook also, Double Take Sports Talk page at the Watch Brothers. Darren's is Darren Watts on Facebook, and I am myself, Darrell Watts II on Facebook. We got the blog for your critical thinking and analysis, so you can check that out at doubleTakeSportsTalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.